Can anybody tell me the difference in price between these two products? It's water, by the way. I tested it, and it's the same
Bottles
exact
of water.
product.
Tastes the same,
How much?
looks the same.
I want to get a consensus real quick. How much does the bottle of Nestle Pure Life on the left cost? Who said 15 cents? Okay. What about
don't
this
go anywhere.
bottle of Ethos water? Two something. You know how we know that? I actually went to Costco and I bought a whole bunch of that Nestle Pure Life stuff. That's good stuff. And I also went to Starbucks and I bought the Ethos water. So I got to tell you, it's the same product, slightly different packaging. How could they justify? Why the heck did I pay $2.50 for a bottle of water at Starbucks? Well, who said brand?
Who said brand?
So the brand is the experience that you're going to get. What's the experience of going to a Starbucks? It's kind of hip. It's kind of cool. Yeah, go ahead. What's the experience of going to Costco? Everything is like big, cheap, more value, right? So here's the issue that you guys really need to focus on here, okay? Because this is really important when you're out there. People don't want to spend anything for utility services or products. How much are you going to pay for a pair of socks, some underwear? You don't want to pay anything, okay? If you have to maintain your car, you don't want to pay. But if you somehow think that something is going to improve your lifestyle, you're willing to pay tons of money. Vacations, yeah, let's do it. Vegas, I'm going to lose money. I know I'm going to lose money, but I'm willing to pay. Those new rims on my car, my God, they make me look cool. That new purse, oh, I got to have it. I still don't understand why people pay like $1,000 for a purse.
Michael doesn't know his wife spends $3,000 on a purse, but yes.
So here's the problem with dentistry. Here's where you guys have to change the perception of dentistry with your patients. You need to convey to them that when you're trying to get them to accept some treatment that you've suggested, it's not just maintenance, it's not a utility. You need to be selling a lifestyle enhancement, a beautiful, pain-free smile with bright white teeth. Who wouldn't pay $5,000 or $10,000 for that? Everybody would probably think about that. Yeah. But most people out there, oh, no, I don't want to go to the dentist. I'll stick with the pain. Or, oh, I don't need teeth whitening. The dentists are, they're just looking for my money. So there is a misperception of dentistry that it's just cleaning, it's painful, and it's too expensive. And you guys need to do a great job out there for the next few generations of patients and tell them that it's about these things and all the great lifestyle enhancements they're going to get by going to the dentist.
And again, that becomes part of your brand. You're not only educating your patients that a smile is something you wear every single day and you show the entire world. And it's something that you should be proud of and want to keep healthy and not just come in for regular cleanings once every half a year.
Yeah. I'm going to use an example. How many of you know Hooters? Claudio, do you know Hooters? Have you heard of Hooters? Yes. Okay, so what comes to mind? What is Hooters' brand?
What's their brand?
Anybody? Claudio, what's Hooters' brand? Go ahead. Thank you, Wally. I mean, it's waitresses, the food, I don't know, David, have you been there? I heard the food isn't that great, but it's all about the waitresses and the experience that people, primarily men, get when they go there. And that's why they go there. They're attracted to those things. With dental offices, we've seen dental offices where we walk in and it's got a potted plant, a fish tank. The dentist comes, she gives us a hug. It's like going to my mom's house. It's nice. And then we've seen dental offices they look like ballrooms or banquet halls. They're very luxurious. And we've seen very corporate-esque type dental offices, like tiled floors and lots of finishings. So there are different ways that dentists want to identify their target market. That's their ideal patient. Develop a brand. How are we going to get these people? How are we going to get these, horny old men to come to Hooters? And then they're going to communicate that. And advertising is one form of communicating.
If you guys want to know a real-life example of how a big company is trying to brand, think of McDonald's. What was McDonald's traditionally? Fast, cheap food. The world is changing. Now they're no longer calling themselves McDonald's. I've seen they're called McCafes. Their menus are no longer with the clown and the yellow and the orange. Now they're done in darker colors. They look like they've got sort of these coffee and vanilla colors. They're serving better coffee. That's an example of how they're trying to brand themselves to attract a different demographic than what they were doing historically.
Now, this is really important. You guys are going to go out and say, I'm just going to be the damn best dentist I can be, and my work will speak for itself. The problem is your patients, even people like us, we cannot appreciate whether your work is good or not. We can't tell the difference. We didn't go to school. So we actually did some investigation. What do patients truly value, and what do they complain about? Unhappy patients said these things in online reviews about other dentists, okay? They were unhappy because staff were rude, they waited, the place smelled, the dentist overbilled, didn't communicate, always seemed to be in a hurry. Did any of these things happen to deal with the clinical aspect? No. These are the intangible things that we all pay attention to. You know, walk into a dental office, what does it smell like? Is the staff smiling at you? Is there nice decor? Does the dentist take extra time to explain things to you? Those are the intangible things that patients truly appreciate. And that's how you help to communicate your brand to your target market. David, what would happy patients say?
They would say very caring, very compassionate, takes time to fully explain, best interests in mind, made me feel at ease, staff were polite, equipment was modern and amazing with children.
Like none of this has to do with your clinical skills.
No clinical. It's all the experience that that patient is having at your practice. And this isn't relegated to just when you own your own practice. This is also part of you even being an associate and connecting with your patients wherever you may be associating.
Okay, hands up. How many of you think Starbucks sells coffee? Hands up. What are they selling? They're selling latte, different types of coffee. What are they truly selling? Lifestyle. Lifestyle enhancer. Yeah, that's how they can get away with, $2.50 for a water bottle or $5 for a coffee.
Wireless internet, CDs that you can purchase, scones and snacks, things that make you feel a little better about your time in a coffee shop.
So this is the second last slide. Yay, we're almost done. Okay, so this is how you guys are going to think about tangibilizing the intangible. Make your practice stand out. Get those great patients and get those referrals from those patients and make sure that everybody is on board. Your entire team has to be on board with this. So you're going to create a great office environment. Actually, when I heard about smell is the number one trigger of memories. And I thought to myself, when I go to my dentist's office, it smells like fluoride and old carpet. And if they picked up on that and they changed it, like, for example, I like to go at Westin hotels and they pump the air full of this thing called white tea. And I love that smell. I'm addicted to it. You walk into the lobby and your whole life is much better because you smelled white tea. And you can actually buy it. I don't sell it, but you can buy it. And it's amazing how nobody thinks about just the way that your place smells is really important to your patient. Have you guys heard about this thing about smiling on the phone? Like, nobody actually sees you smile on the phone, but do you know the difference that it makes? Yeah, you're nodding. You know the difference? Can we try something? I want everybody on the count of three to say, I love David. But don't say it smiling, just like as bland as David's suit is. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love David. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to smile and say it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I love David. Yeah, it's great. So what you want to do is make sure that you are answering the phone with a smile, your staff is answering the phone with a smile, because smiles are infectious, and they can hear it on the phone. And the last slide, yay! Have a great team. It's part of your brand. They're going to be the frontline people communicating with your patients. Now, I wrote up there, you're not a therapist. You guys don't have time, you're not trained, you're not ready to basically deal with all the baggage that your staff is bringing. So if they're not a team player, they have attitude problems, they're late, they're not following your instructions, you know what? Get rid of them. You're not a charity, this is a business. You need to hire slowly and fire quickly until you've got that A-plus team, because an A-plus team with a B idea is much better than a B-plus team with an A idea, right? David, any last comments?
No, just remember, at the end of the day, you guys are a business. You may not appreciate it, but you guys are a business, and you should take yourselves seriously, not just on your clinical side, but also how you run your business and govern your affairs. A good team is helpful to have. If you don't have an accountant now, start looking for one. If you don't have a banker that you work with now, start looking for one. You don't have lawyers now, start looking for one. Have a good team in place, because they're only going to enhance your business. And if the business is good, you'll be able to concentrate on the clinical that much better.
Oh, one last comment. This is a book.
Oh, yes.
Everything is marketing. It's just a guy in the U.S. who founded 1-800-DENTIST. It's a dentist referral service in the 80s. He came, he gave a talk, he has a book. A lot of what we've been talking about with respect to marketing is in this book. Get it. I think it's about $20-$30. It's a great book. You should definitely read it, all right?
What's the author?
His name is Fred Joyal. Fred Joyal. Yeah. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.